Hey guys, how we doing? Chico here. Um, I've got something that we haven't touched on. You see me in a different room. I'm home. I'm upstairs in my modeling room. Number one, I was really never going to show it because some of you guys have such well planned out rooms. Me, I'm just an old contractor. I had some floorboard and a couple of horses that I didn't use, so I threw some board on there. My son got a new kitchen table, and I took that and threw that in here, and up and running. There we go, modeling room. All the models I make, I'm going to give you a kind of a cheap tour. I've got lights galore because I'm blind as hell. I'll cut that out because it's a glare. I've got all my airbrushes. I've got about 4 different kind. I've got a couple hanging here. I've got some back there. These are all Tamiya paints for right now. A lot of this paint over here is for the for the Enterprise. You see a lot of stuff I work with there. I have photo etching tools, pipettes, brushes, different jars for spray paints, and an anomaly of glues, toothpicks, Q-tips, scissors, cutters, Dremel, rulers, cutting tool, you name it. I've got it in here. Believe me, I've got it in here. Most of this stuff was part of my business, Dremels and things like that for delicate work, and I definitely burned up a couple Dremels. And so when I started using them for modeling, it was just, now I got a nice cordless one that I got out of Aldi's for $19.99. It's only good for models. And it comes with 4 tips. You can go down to almost a .0 drill bit with it. Oh, it's just amazing. I'm gonna cut this light back on. We're in here because not to show the room. I want to talk to you about well, 2 things. Before I get started, give me a second. I got my tablet here. So, subscribers. So I got a guy, Toy Soldier 68. You're right, I did do Vietnam. I've done it twice, and I've done it really fast. I'm gonna do it nice and slow, and I've got some cool features in there. And I'm gonna do that tonight. I don't know what time, but it'll be, I will just say, for you, Toy Soldier 68, Vietnam. That's all I'm going to do. And King Reviews, guy, your comments are tremendous. Anyway, I just want to, because you're new, I really appreciate all the kind words you got. I can't say anything else about that. So with that, I'm going to stop with the tablet. You guys know I do most of my videos with this little tablet, and some of you told me to use my iPhone. Problem is, I always get the screen dirty. I never clean it off. All right, we're up here in my room. I wanted to bring 2 cars up. I'm gonna bend this down a little bit. I know you won't see me. I'm not important. So here I have John Wick's Mustang, and it's from 61. What's it? Anyway, it's from 61, and we've got, this is from Auto Art. This is the 2017 Viper, the last one that was made. This, I truly have to be careful. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous car. It's all carpeted back there. And you've seen me do this car a couple of times, so I'm not up here to show off the car. But I am here to show you something about the car. I have lights over here I can pull down. I've got another lamp here. I've got the ceiling light up there. And when I got John Wick, this balance, give me a second. So this balance that's up underneath here was broken off when I got the model. And when I got the Viper, the wing was off. This insignia that is right here was laying in the box. And believe it or not, the side marker right here was laying in the box. So, how do I fix my models as opposed to how you fix yours? Well, as a kid growing up, the only glue I ever used was this. And probably there's nothing wrong with this, but you grow up, you get a little smarter, and you find out that there's other glues out there that do a far better job. But you can glue something together. I'm not saying you can't. And it's Sunday. Give me a second. Thank you, guys. I got like 4 cements I use. And I'm going to quick try and show maybe a demonstration or maybe not. Just let me show you what we got here. All right. Now for glue, and I'm going to, once again, I'm just going to tilt this down a little. So, of course, we have super glue, Gorilla super glue, which is good. Now, I'm going to talk about a lot of this after I show you my glues. I also use a gel, maybe for a big area. It has its place, believe me, so that's something I use. I also use Tamiya Thinset. This is a bonding glue between 2 plastic pieces. And once they bond together, it's like arc welding something. They're together. And I also use Tamiya regular cement. I have used this. This is nothing more than a gel. And I do use this maybe occasionally on small stuff. That won't be said. I'm not saying this isn't good glue. Believe me, I'm not. I'm just saying that I've got other stuff I use now. But one of the biggest glues that I use, I know you got the top of my head chopped off here, is Tamiya CA glue. This is cement super glue on steroids. This is really good stuff. It comes in, I've got several of them here. You put it in this applicator. It slides in this applicator. You get all kinds of long tips for it. Squeeze it. It comes out. I keep a needle in there to keep it open. I've got this one cut down. I don't know if I can show you. Well, on the package, they show you the tips that come with it. This is great. If I'm rigging a ship and I use Easy Line, I can put CA glue on a spot. You guys know this. Most of you guys do. And within 2 seconds, you can let it go and you're good to go. But we're talking about die-cast cars. We're not talking about building models. I know I have learned a lot from all you guys that I watch. I don't want to sound like I'm I can remember everybody's name. I will say Midwest. You are phenomenal, my man. I've learned so much from you. It's a blessing just to look at the reruns on your channel. So what did I use when I fixed the valance on this? Because I'm not about sending cars, boxing them up and sending them back. The car was cool. The piece got knocked off in shipping. It happens. But then I sent another one. And I don't know how you guys do it, but the next one you get can have a piece knocked off. So this one here, I knew I could put back on and it would be easy to do. But I got one glue left that I haven't showed you. It's in this cup right here. This is 3-second glue. And you see this ultraviolet light here? Guys, when it comes to die-cast cars, and you're especially putting a plastic piece back on the die, say it has a peg, and the peg is broke off. If you could lay that part down where it goes and have a way to glue it, and super glue is fine, but you got to try and hold it, or you're going to tape it, or you're going to get a fingerprint on it, or even if you mask it off, if you get too much glue, then you got to get the tape off. And I've gone through all that in my early days with models. Now with this here, this glue with the ultraviolet light, what it has is it has a needle type tip right here that there's a tube in there, and there's a lot in here, but depending on how often you use it, it's not a lot. Now this glue will not set until you put this ultraviolet light on it. And to show you how much I keep a good supply of this 5-second glue. I've got like three brand new ones in here that I hope I don't have to use, especially on my die-cast cars. I don't really use this a lot on building models. I use this for fixing die-cast cars, or if I break a piece off a model, I will use it. I'm gonna, I just want to demonstrate to you guys that build models. You want to change the channel, go ahead. I'm not finicky that way. But for you guys that don't, maybe don't build models and just collect and have a piece drop off, and I'm sure you look at the YouTube channels. So here is a piece of a crane for a ship that I put photo etch on. And just give me a second here. One second. Okay, there we go. So I'm working on a model, and this will work with die-cast cars too. All you got to do is just, let me show you what I'm doing here. So all you do is you just dip it, and touch it, and get a little bit of glue where this part has to go, and you have time to get it on there. And I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. And hold up, guys, this is tougher than I thought, and realized it was so fragile. Oh, come on, this is silly. Of all the pieces I could have grabbed, only because I'm on camera. I got one. All right, guys, wait a minute here. Give me. The thing is actually flexing in my hand. I didn't realize that. All right, I'm gonna use something else. Anyway, look, I'll do it like this. You got a plastic on plastic, and you want to glue it together. This does a fantastic job. You don't have to wait long. I don't know why I grabbed that piece. And I can put them together. And I'm going to come back to this in a second. You know, I didn't rehearse this, so this is a blooper reel. Okay, so that is actually fusing itself together. I've got the poorest specimens for you guys tonight. Oh boy, I tell you, life is full of roses. All right, I'm gonna come back to that. I tell you what, I can even do something, see if I can. So I just cut this in half. So this is the 3-second glue. I think I still have some in here. That's why it was in that jar. This one's empty. I guess I should have checked all this. So these are all used up. And if you think I'm going to start all over again, you are sadly mistaken. I will get one with some glue in it. El Pronto. I thought I still had glue in them. I tell you, I go through this stuff. You've got to check the packages because these things love to leak. And you get this stuff all over your fingers. Like this one did. Now, that has fused itself together while we were sitting here fooling with this, which I'm going to set over here. And do I have a paper towel? This is brand new and it's been downstairs under the table. So it's leaked. So what I'm going to do is, I got 2 pieces here. Actually, since I can see where the camera is, I'm going to get this on my fingers, but I can't touch the cars afterwards. Oh yeah, here we go. We got something coming out here. Okay, I've got a pretty fair amount on there. And when there's all different companies. that make this. Now, what am I going to do now is just to make sure that I got not too much light. I'm going to turn this on now. I got 2 sprues here, and I'm shining this light down on it for no more than 3 to 5 seconds. I always like to hang in there a couple of seconds longer. That sprue now is glued together, and that will not come apart. That will stay once it gets hard. I'm scared to touch my models because I didn't know that the packages were leaking. But that's what I used. So on the Viper, when this back wing came off, I just needed a pinch of glue to put it in so you couldn't see it. And I used the CA glue. For the valance on John Wick's car, I used the 3-second glue. I put a drop right there, and I put a drop right there up underneath where you can't see, even when it's upside down. Only I know it's there. Hold the light there for a couple of seconds. I did like that and like that in the 2 spots, and that valance is on, and it's not coming off. And the reason, even though my examples were kind of floppy, guys, believe me, I do better. I didn't expect to try and glue 2 pieces together that I needed to have tweezers for. But I'm doing the best I can to just give you an idea. So when you're using and you're cleaning models, you want to get a Q-tip out. Here you're wiping the car with a Q-tip, and you yank off the wiper blade. So you've got choices. Now, super glue will put it back on, but you're going to see it. So the trick is to try and repair something even though it's visible that you can't see. That's why I'm saying you got options. You've got options on glue. And if it's plastic on plastic, what I'll do is I'll get out a little file. Whether it's one of these, I also have some really cool fine-tuned metal files. This is half round on one side and flat on the other. And it's pointed so it gets in to nice, neat places, and you can just clean off, sand it down a little bit. And if it's plastic on plastic, I'll use the Tamiya Thinset, put the piece back on, won't even know it ever came off. And that's if the peg is broken off, because this will actually fuse itself together. It bonds it together. That's the name of the game. Super glue dries and it does bond both, but in very visible areas, you're going to see it. It's very shiny after it dries in, and you're going to see it. And I'm letting you know, the gel I've only used a couple of times, but I have used gel on helping me build models sometime with a part that was being a little tough, so I'll put some gel on it, put the deck down, tape it, come back the next morning, and it's dry. But we all run into problems when we dust our models. I am not a big fan of Q-tips, because the Q-tip, let me put my eyes back on, the Q-tip has these fine hairs, and they love to grab on the sharp little pointy objects that are very frail, and you're in there wiping down and around. Maybe you knock off the gear shifter on the steering column, pull off a wiper blade. even though this antenna is metal, but I've pulled them off. It gets hung up back here in the wing, and so you really want to be careful with your Q-tips. I wet the Q-tip first for one thing, and then wipe in large areas, maybe the seats across the top of the dash. I generally prefer to use a paper towel. I will wet it with Windex, I'll cut it, roll it up in a sharp point and push it in, because I broke stuff before, and you learn the hard way. And this Viper, for example, I believe I paid nearly $200 for this Viper, which is it's a beautiful model. But if that wing is not on the back of it, who cares? And believe me, you cannot see any repair that I did on this, on the emblem, or on the fender. I'm not a great modeler. I'm not some super modeling dude. It's just the glues that you use, and I use the CA glue because I can just put a tiny spot. As a matter of fact, one of the ways I use it is, because you have to work fast with CA, is I will put it on the tip of a toothpick, put it exactly where I need it to go, and then put that part on there. I'll hold it for like 2-3 seconds, done. That's it. Now, if it's a part that's giving you trouble, then I use the infrared glue. It goes on as a liquid. You can hold your part, keep it in place, tape it in place, put the light on it, done. 3 seconds, tape's off, done. Your model should be fixed, no problems. It's paintable, so if you want to touch up something and you can paint it, you'll never see it. You guys know I got a lot of cars downstairs, and when it comes sometime, when I'm dusting, I want to do like 3 or 4 shelves, and maybe I'm rushing a little bit. All right, so I yank off a mirror here and there and whatnot and got to put it back on. It's nothing that I like, but it happens, and that's all I'm saying. So there are different cements that you can use. There's different techniques. If you're using super glue and you can see it, then you need to change your glue to something that you won't see, so that when you repair it, when you put those two parts together, it just won't show. And I don't mind the undercarriage. I've had drag links, steering link between the right and left wheel. It's called a drag link. And I've had them break, and with the 3-second glue, I can build it up and put it on there. And if I put a little black paint on it, you never notice it. I've had a couple of cars with the drag links that break, the wheels just bind up for some reason. I go back to dust it one day, I look, how did I do that? So yeah, it's just all about technique. So thank you for visiting my crazy modeling room here. I've got videos. Oh, that's my collection over there of a million different movies. I used to really enjoy my movies, but everything's so expensive anymore. I just stopped buying them. You can watch a repeat on cable 100 times. So that's it, guys. I'll reshoot Vietnam for Toy Something 68. I got you. And so I just hope that this little bit of information, see now, those two pieces, I just end to end, and I put that cement on there, and it's holding just fine. I would have did a little better with that crane, but it was really small, and I didn't realize it was going to be that hard. Here is a 1/24 scale Chevy engine, 1955. It's actually wired up. I actually wired up the firing order, 184366572. I'm a GM man, down to the ground. I actually wired this up correctly when I did this. So I've got a car model that my first one in more than 35, 40 years. But I have the Enterprise sitting right out here in the hall. And that's my next move. I bought this book off of Amazon for $19.99. It has over 250 photos in it. All of them are black and white. I needed color. I think there's 3 color pictures in the whole thing, and they're all from a distance. And it covers a lot of the war and some of the battle damage. And I saw how some of the airplanes were supported in the ceiling in the hangar. I never saw that before. But I'm glad I only spent $19.99 on it. I'm going to have to get something I'm looking for the interior. So if anybody has built or has a reference book on CV6 and you think it's pretty good, I wouldn't mind you hitting me up and letting me know about that. So it's Sunday evening. It's early. I'm going to clean up my little bit of mess here. I appreciate you guys visiting me. I don't want to talk too much. Glue is important in this business of collecting cars. We all knock a piece off, and you need to know there's lots of options out there. You don't have to just use this. You've got plenty of options. I would say use what you're comfortable with, but if you don't branch out and experiment a little bit when you CA glue, you can get it mailed to you in one day. It costs like $8 or $9. It's incredible how fast it works. It can save your model, your die-cast model, from plastic to metal, plastic to plastic. It works great. All right, guys. I think that's about it for right now. So once again, Chico. Hello to all our servicemen out there. My daughter is in the military and she's in state corrections, so to our firefighters, police officers, and everybody that's a first responder, I just want to say thank you for everything you do. And if I was young enough, I'd be out there with you, but here I sit. So everybody stay safe. Peace out. I love you. Chico, we're out.